In the dimly lit vault of the royal palace, chaos reigned as the battle unfolded, a storm of magic and steel that consumed the room. Agrippina and Victoria, twins in both skill and spirit, deftly engaged in combat alongside Gracia Goldenflame and their mentors. Sejanus, the architect of decades of shadowy manipulation, stood at the center of it all, orchestrating the chaos with a sinister resolve. Gracia, her golden-red scales gleaming in the magical glow, confronted Sejanus with the force of her heritage. His cryptic remarks about her past were meant as distractions, but they only fueled her determination. Their blades clashed, and Gracia met his gaze with unwavering ferocity, each strike echoing her resolve to uncover and destroy the conspiracy that had shaped her life. Amid the tumult, Sejanus turned to Ember Ebonheart, pulling the strings of the cursed pendant she wore. Controlled by dark magic, Ember unleashed devastating elemental power. Winds howled, and the Easter egg, a mystical artifact desired above all else, was knocked from its pedestal. Instinctively, she caught it, unknowingly sealing her fate. The moment the egg touched her hand, Ember's reality twisted. The enchantment binding her mind intensified, transforming her into an ominous figure, Evil Ember. Her laughter, now a melody of malevolent joy, pierced the chaos, and her eyes glowed a menacing red, reflecting a twisted version of herself. Sejanus attempted to tighten his control over his unanticipated creation, but the magical orb he wielded disintegrated violently, shards embedding in his eye. Blinded and howling in agony, his tenuous hold over the chaos crumbled alongside his ambitions. Ember, overwhelmed by a surge of dark power beyond comprehension, fled the vault. Through corridors and halls, her magic warped the very fabric of the palace, transforming it into a nightmarish fortress of illusion and chaos. Statues of nobles and guardsmen, frozen victims of her wrath, lined the passageways, silent testament to her distorted vision of a perfect world shared with Claudio. Within the confines of the besieged vault, the heroes regrouped, Queen Octavia's voice a spear of bitter concern. "She's a danger, Claudio. A threat to us all," she insisted, her regal authority coiling around a center of maternal fear. "No," Claudio countered, his voice steady but laden with emotion. "She's confused, lost in a darkness not of her making. It's my fault. I must reach her." The tension hung like a shroud until Agrippina spoke, her gaze steady. "Mother, remember your own love, the reason Vic and I exist." Resigned, Octavia yielded to the twins' reminder of a youthful love, a decision that had dictated their lives. The decision made, Claudio set off alone toward the throne room, a place now twisted by Ember's magic. There, Ember Ebonheart reigned, an ominous presence seated upon the gilded throne, her mind a chateau of delusion. "Ember," Claudio began softly, stepping into the swirling miasma of elemental energy that clung to her like the very air. He met her bewitched eyes, refusing to see the monster and looking for the woman he loved. "You're not alone. I'm here." His words slipped through her defenses like warmth through the cracks of a frozen heart. Ember's laughter waned, replaced by the vulnerability of a woman battling shadows within and without. Her voice, her real one, broke through, trembling and raw. "Claudio, I thought this was the way." It was a moment like a romantic comedy turned grave and earnest, where love battles the weight of deception. Claudio moved closer, speaking with a mixture of tenderness and candor. "We can't build happiness on pain, Ember. Drop the egg." With a moment's hesitation, she let the relic fall. As it slipped from her grasp, a visceral cry cut through the air. Claudio shattered the pendant, splintering Sejanus's control. Ember, shivering, collapsed into Claudio's embrace, her form reverting to her true self, tears carving paths down her cheeks as she whispered apologies, both in words and essence. Villainous chaos reverted to royal splendor as the palace returned to normality, but for one moment of tension yet unresolved. Sejanus, a wretched figure amidst the wreckage of his machinations, crawled stealthily toward the egg, even as the tide of fortune threatened to drown him yet again. His hand inching closer, poised to grasp at a shattered destiny. To be continued.